Welcome to Africa Premium News, your front row seat to Africa's power, progress, and truth. Before we dive in, hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because here, you don't just watch the news, you witness history unfold. Something extraordinary is happening in Africa, and the world is not prepared for what it means. For decades, global headlines portrayed Africa as the place where technology arrives last. But in 2025, that narrative is collapsing faster than anyone expected. The shockwaves are coming from a country few expected to lead a continental technological moment. Guinea, a nation once overlooked in global tech conversations, is now preparing to host one of the most important innovation gatherings on Earth. The 7th Transform Africa Summit under the powerful theme, AI for Africa. Innovate locally, impact globally. This summit is not just another conference. It is a declaration of ambition, a continent deciding to stop waiting for the world to create the technology it needs, and instead designing its own technological future with artificial intelligence at the center. Africa is not merely trying to catch up with global powers. The continent is positioning itself to leap ahead, using AI not as a luxury, but as a practical tool of necessity. AI is emerging as the engine that can feed millions, modernize public services, secure national infrastructure, transform education, enhance agricultural production, reform health systems, expand trade, and unlock entirely new economic frontiers designed by Africans for Africans. The most surprising part is that Africa's AI revolution is not beginning in its traditional digital capitals such as Nairobi, Lagos, Kigali, or Johannesburg. It is starting in Conakry, where Guinea is positioning itself as a rising hub for African technological ambition. For the first time, Guinea is stepping onto the global stage, preparing to gather presidents, ministers, innovators, developers, researchers, investors, and young entrepreneurs from across the continent and beyond. All are converging to explore one bold question: what happens when Africa stops importing technology and begins building its own at scale? This is where Africa's transformation becomes global. AI tools created in Africa for African challenges have the potential to reshape the world's understanding of what artificial intelligence can do. AI trained on African languages, agricultural patterns, urban systems, climate realities, and cultural diversity could unlock new breakthroughs that global tech giants never considered. While Silicon Valley debates privacy and Europe debates regulation, Africa debates survival, impact, and scale. AI in Africa is not being built for convenience. It is being built for transformation. The announcement that Guinea will host the 2025 summit signals a major shift in Africa's digital development path. The Transform Africa Summit has always been symbolic, but this edition carries unprecedented weight. The continent's top policymakers understand that AI is no longer an experimental concept reserved for wealthier nations. It is a necessity for Africa's socio-economic future. AI is being applied to agriculture through satellite imagery that helps farmers detect crop stress. It is improving healthcare with disease prediction models trained on local data. It is modernizing education with smart learning platforms in African languages. It is empowering fintech systems that reach people excluded from traditional banking. In governance, AI is helping with tax administration, identity systems, and digital service delivery. Africa's message is clear. The continent cannot rely on imported technologies that do not reflect its realities. Africa needs digital sovereignty, ownership of data, and homegrown innovation. The summit prioritizes building the capacity of African youths, who represent the continent's greatest asset. With the world's youngest population, Africa has the potential to create the largest AI workforce globally. Young African innovators are already shaping robotics, fintech, climate tech, medical AI, and smart city solutions. With the right investment, they could redefine Africa's role in the global tech economy. Guinea's emergence as host reflects the new era of continental inclusivity and digital transformation. The country has invested in fiber networks, e-governance reforms, digital literacy programs, and partnerships with tech ecosystems. Hosting the summit positions Guinea as a rising player in Africa's digital agenda. The message is that Africa's next innovation hubs can emerge anywhere on the continent when there is political will, clear strategy, and investment in human capital. Beyond innovation, the economic impact of AI is a central theme. AI can transform industrialization, energy systems, transportation, agriculture, and continental trade. With the African Continental Free Trade Area opening new opportunities, AI-powered logistics, automated customs, digital identity, and predictive analytics could unify African markets more efficiently than any previous system. AI-driven energy grids can balance demand, improve access, and accelerate renewable energy adoption. The continent's ability to industrialize and integrate economically could increase dramatically with AI at its core. The global geopolitical landscape adds another layer of urgency. AI is now the battleground of global influence among the United States, China, Russia, and Europe. African leaders know that technological dependency can easily become political dependency. By strengthening AI ecosystems, Africa increases its bargaining power, reduces vulnerability, and enters global negotiations with stronger leverage. The summit amplifies Africa's call for digital sovereignty, control over infrastructure, data governance, cybersecurity frameworks, and AI systems built to protect citizens and strengthen national development goals. The most powerful storyline is Africa's shift from consumer to creator. Africa is no longer waiting for the world to lead. The continent is designing its own solutions, driven by its unique needs, strengths, and realities. AI solutions built in Africa can influence global markets, global innovation priorities, and global policy discussions. The 2025 Transform Africa Summit in Guinea represents a defining moment where the continent steps into the future with confidence, strategy, and unity. The decisions made at this summit will shape Africa's digital trajectory for decades. The future being built in Guinea is not just an African future, it is a global future shaped by African innovation, African creativity, African leadership, and African ambition. Africa is innovating locally and preparing to impact the world. The AI era is no longer coming to Africa. Africa is stepping forward to define it. This is African Premium News, where Africa speaks for itself. Don't miss a story that matters. Click subscribe, ring that bell, and stay ahead of the headlines. Africa's future starts right here.